Hey pilots, I'm Major Payne and this is another episode of Advanced Fighter Pilot Training, and today I'm going to talk about Art of Prediction. What is it? Well, basically ability to predict what is going to happen in a battle, where the enemy will go, how is he going to behave. So basically, let's start with something simple. This is an example of the battle where I'm in a team with two bombers and one ground attacker, human player. An enemy team have even 3 bombers and 1 ground attacker. So it's pretty easy to predict what's going to happen here in the beginning of this battle, yeah? The command centers, both of them, they're going to be taken over almost instantly. The one on the south will be taken over by the enemy, red team, and the one close to me by my blue team. And we can use that into our advantage because we don't have to go there. We clearly not need to go there, and it's just going to be taken over so quickly that we may be able only to capture maybe 15 points for destroying one air defense at best, So that's why we're not going to command center, we're going across the map to the garrison. I'm going to explain in a moment why we're going to the garrison, but look what's happening. Command center has been taken over, and look at the points. Both bombers go there, and one of them did nothing. See? So it's a mistake. And I'm not going to make this mistake. I'm going to the garrison. Enemy already take the command center. So what I can predict here is that most likely the bombers and ground attacker of enemy team will be here in this garrison in a moment. So what can happen here? Well, we have like 3 options. I can get killed here, crash, or do nothing and actually help enemy. That's the worst case scenario. The other thing is that I may partially take over this garrison or just delay enemy from taking over. So enemy will have to spend here much more time because I'm doing my capture points here and making harder for enemy to take this over. Or third option, eventually I will take over this garrison and all this time that enemy is spending here will be wasted. So this ground attacker, if I kill him, he's gonna waste a lot of time. The same bomber, which is currently dropping bombs over that sector. If I kill some bots or other ground targets, then he cannot capture that, so they wasting time. So that's gonna be a success then. And it's all seems to look obviously that we shouldn't go to the same sector with other bombers and ground attackers, but I can see that like 99% of the battles players keep doing that. Everyone is going straight to the closest sector. Nobody look around that okay, I can go somewhere else and do some more points or contribute more to the winning, because it's not really about the points, because I may have less points because I have to travel here instead of doing instantly points on a closest sector, but that's gonna make me close to the win, not only a personal score. So that's the advantage of this kind of thinking. So this is a very simple example, and that's gonna end up in a situation where we have 3 sectors, enemy will have 1 sector. Like our bombers going into the enemy command center, and enemy bombers, which waste a lot of time here on this garrison, didn't manage to get so quickly to my command center. And in this moment we have like 2 command center and the garrison. Yeah, so of course it's a tough game. It's not end, it's just success in the beginning, but we can just predict what's going to happen, where the enemy will go, how that's going to play out, and we have some advantage at least. So eventually that's a win, but it wasn't easy. Like as you see, it's a close match. So maybe if I would waste my time in this command center in the beginning, I wouldn't be able to win this, because you see it's narrow win. We could easily lose that as well. So if I would waste my time on command center, that may end up in losing this match. Now I'm gonna move to another interesting example. This is a battle at tier 5. I was actually going to do the Golubiev in this match, but I see that one guy is already drop out from the match, so I'm thinking, okay, this is not going to be possible in this match probably, so I just focus on winning or doing as good a result as possible. So my prediction here will be that this match will be extremely difficult to win and will most likely end up in a squall. So in a squall I have to kill all the enemy planes, or by destroying most of them, I will enable enemy to capture any more sectors, and I capture more sectors or put air domination. But in a squall, I can't do it now. I'm gonna go into the middle. I try to contest this command center, but one of my players is not playing. He's drop out, whatever the reason is. But he's gonna fly. His plane is gonna fly here, and it's gonna be killed for free in the middle. So that's gonna add extra 60 capture points to the enemy team for free, basically. So it's a very difficult task to capture this command center, but anyway, I try. I give a try anyway. And you also can very quickly recognize the best players in the enemy team. In first 1 or 2 minutes of the match, you can see who's doing the most of capture points or chevrons. I mean, no, you don't see the capture point, but you can see the chevrons and the personal points. So that's give you some idea who is most danger enemy around. In my case, that's the BF-109. So I'm gonna engage him, and at least I try, because it's not so easy to fight with high altitude fast light fighter like BF-109. And you see, even though I try very hard and I keep killing some bots and enemy planes, enemies still doing a little bit better. They have more capture points done on this command center. It's almost been taken over by enemy, so I just keep fighting, but it doesn't show any results so far. It doesn't seem to look like I'm gonna capture that. That's the main threat for me. Yeah, and so this is huge success in the middle, because when I get rid of this good player, then I have a chance to kill all the other players and bots and capture that in his absence. Like when he's not here, that's gonna be much easier, because he would probably give me a chase or kill some other bots, you know. So so far so good. It's looked like we are just about to capture this command center, but see, again, someone get killed again, AA destroy some bot, and that's progress being reversed, and this is like in a circle. I'm in a circle with this, and just I can't get this sector. And at this point, that's the key moment. Like I see, okay, the main enemy is coming back, so this top player of enemy team is coming back. So it's gonna be impossible for me to take over this sector. It's just waste of time, and the enemy will eventually take over. So I decide that I'm gonna disengage from the middle of the map. I'm gonna go and try to capture the airbase. Airbase is also very important for the squall, sorry. But you can repair yourself or change your plane for some more suitable to destroy particular enemy. Like in this case, I'm planning to change this plane. If I capture that, I'm planning to change this particular plane to SE-100, which will be better to deal with the top enemy players, because the maneuverable light fighters can also, if they have good timing, they can, you know, just turn right after you and they can take you out. So this is a huge risk. But if you have the overpowered tail gunner like SE-100 have, then you can deal with that problem. SE-100 is not particularly the best tier 5 heavy fighter, I would say. It just doesn't have this high altitude capabilities. Firepower is okay, but maneuverability is terrible. It's slow and can't fly high, so have limitation, but he definitely have his stronger point is the tail gunner. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to change the plane for SE-100, and then I'm going to try to solve this battle in a squall by killing all the enemies. So that's turned out as a good decision, good prediction, that I have better chance to take over the airbase than I would have in the middle. Because if I wouldn't take that middle, and enemy bots or players would take this airbase, so I would end up now having 3 enemy sectors, and only I would hold only 1 sector in my team. So now 5 seconds before squall, I'm in a SE-100. So basically the key moment was to realize that it's gonna be nearly impossible to take over command center if I'm working almost on my own in the middle and my bots keep dying over there. So we can say that I predict, okay, that's not gonna happen. I have better chance to take over the airbase, which is gonna be very useful for me because I'm aiming for Squall anyway. So that's the main thing. You just need to like sometimes hold on for a second, think about what's good for us to win this game. Is what I'm doing here now is good for winning? Just ask yourself that kind of question sometimes. What should I do? Where should I go? Which sector enemy will just about capture, and how is that gonna affect the battle? So this is what I call art of prediction. And yeah, as you see, I get rid of this very dangerous enemy, and I capture the command center. So now basically I'm trying to hunt down all the enemy planes, which is gonna be very difficult. I don't have that chance to capture all the sector because still, if you see a situation on the minimap, it doesn't look good because the enemy just capture my airbase, and I have to just go into this direction anyway because there is the most of the enemy planes, as you see on minimap, a lot of red planes over there. And I don't have much time, and that's gonna be very narrow win, as you're gonna see in a moment. As I mentioned, bombers very important because they can, fly around and on high altitude. So SE-100 is not definitely a perfect plane to deal with bombers because of the altitude limitation, but will do in this case because these are bots, and I could take that risk to take this plane because bots not flying usually too high, but players may go like on outer space, and then that's gonna cause a problem. So the last plane is over there, and the problem in this particular battle is that this bot is actually going for the bomber flight formation, so he's flying away from me, and this is gonna be very very close, but also we can say it's a bit lucky. There you go. I have a luck definitely in this battle, just about, even though it show like 600 points for enemy, but still it's a win because we managed to destroy all those enemy planes before they get this 600 actually. Yeah, and that's the final result. In a hangar also it's gonna say it's a win. But as you see, it's a very narrow win, and if I would decide to stay in this middle and keep fighting, keep fighting, and not having this capture points, not drag this battle into the Squall, then I would definitely lose. And that's what I'm calling like art of prediction. You need to think about it. Look how much capture points I have on both plane. This one have 340, and together I had actually 905 capture points, and this is important because that allowed me to survive until Squall, not losing the game over points quicker. So if I can keep capturing, survive to the Squall, and this is it, guys. You need to think like I try to think for a second. Just I do that sometimes in a split second. Sometimes I make mistakes and actually predict wrong. But basically, try to stop for a moment and think: am I doing this? Is actually gonna give me win? Or maybe I can do something else what bring me close to the win, like capturing this airbase was that exactly thing that allowed me to repair, that allowed me to change the plane before the Squall, and basically gave me chance to survive to Squall because we was making those points, we're not losing the game over the points quicker. Okay, that's another example. It's actually all other way around now. So I basically gonna be this last guy, and it's gonna be very interesting. So basically I'm here in Mosquito. It's a very good plane for capturing sectors, but not so good for dogfighting with other heavy fighters. Like in this case, XP-54 is a deadly opponent. And I'm gonna move to the key moment of this battle. I'm gonna speed up this a little bit. So at this stage, enemy have like over 100 points advantage, so they cut more sectors, but for a moment I had like 4 and now 3 sectors over 2 sectors, so I have a little bit advantage in sectors, so we're chasing enemy with points, but we're behind. Now, if in terms of dogfight, we can't always avoid them, and like in this case, I clearly can't avoid this, and I have to take this challenge and try to destroy XP-54. I'm doing that by slowing down, give myself a chance to fire more, and actually I set up on fire XP-54 and I win this engagement. which is important because I'm not wasting time now to respawn, and I'm very close to the enemy sector which I'm going to capture. And in a squall we also want to have the fresh plane with full HP, which in this case is very important for me because I'm dealing with XP54 and I definitely need all available HP. And the problem is that sometimes is a dilemma, like before squall uh, we can focus on capture sectors, go and capture one more, or we have to crash and wait sometimes even 20 or even more seconds before we enter the battle, and we're going to be far away from sector and so on, so we not capture sectors in this time. So the problem is that we have to decide, do we actually take new plane or we stay focused on capturing sectors. So in this moment it's 20 seconds before squall, everything's look good, but I decide to stay on capturing sectors because even though I don't have full HP, I'm actually very low on HP. So now there was a brief moment where there was actually chance to get air domination on enemy, but enemy managed to take over the command center, so there is no air domination, and I'm a little bit in trouble because XP54 is on full HP, enter the battle after I shot him down, and I'm on very low HP. And this is the key moment, this is the prediction moment. I'm looking only on minimap now, and I'm thinking where to go. So I see this XP54 in the middle and it's full HP. That's give me very little chance, a huge risk to lose the game if I get killed over there. So I decide not to go engage this guy. I'm gonna go around the map and focus on capturing sectors. And the sector which is most likely gonna be captured by enemy, as you see on minimap, there's a lot of red planes over the garrison in a corner, top left corner of the map. There's a lot of planes and there's a huge chance that they will take over this garrison. If they don't, then everything's look good for me because I have 3 sectors and enemy have only 2 sectors, and I'm gaining advantage, so everything's fine. I'm staying away from the XP54, I keep the distance so he cannot see me, at least here, but enemy managed to take over the garrison, so now I'm forced to recapture that. If I want to win this game, there's no way I'm gonna win this game if I'm not gonna capture more sectors. So there are bots on the way, so I deal with them, but only on the way. I'm not gonna turn, I'm not gonna go for a kill because that's a mistake, that's waste of time. If I manage to destroy this on the one pass, fine. If not, use the speed, keep going for the sectors. Focus on capturing, not killing bots. I often say that to many of my teammates, players and clanmates. Now I'm going after first air defense, and there you go, he's killed, but I'm so low on HP that I really am afraid that I'm gonna be taken out by those air defense. So, and this is such a low maneuverable plane that it's actually good plane, but thanks to its ordnance, and that's what I'm gonna use here. I use my bombs and rockets to get this 80 points, 80 capture points. So I destroy one target for 20 capture points and 2 targets for 30 points, which altogether give me 80, and I have the garrison. Of course, as you saw, this was very risky maneuvers above the ground, but that's what I do. And at this point, I'm just about to be the last plane in my team, and enemy have like half of enemy team still alive, although it's most of them are bots, but the XP54 is there. So in here, I try to capture this airstrip on the way. I also don't want to stay here too long. I just want to capture that as quick as possible, and then I try to hide somewhere, not to be hunt down by XP54. That's been successful. I'm the last plane at the moment, and I have 4 sectors, so everything's looking fine. We have 2 minutes to the end of the game, but I'm pretty sure that they know where I am. At least a moment ago they could see me on the minimap. So basically I'm not going into the middle of the map, which I often see in the battles that players doing that. They just don't pay attention. They don't not even realize sometimes that they actually the last plane. And that's the prediction. Like the prediction here is that I'm gonna win if I stay alive. I don't need to do almost anything here, just stay alive. I actually go a little bit into the direction of the garrison over there in the corner because I'm afraid that if they take it, I maybe try to recapture or something, because it's very close match. So you see, it's very close to. It's like difference is like what 50 points, but I decide not to go there. Just circle here and waiting to the end of the match. I'm not taking a risk of any dogfight with XP54. So this is the art of prediction. Basically, back then in this garrison, when I take it over that garrison, I predict that, okay, I have very little chance of dogfighting with XP54. I can't get new plane because it's squall. I have to focus on capturing sector. And then I just look around which sector is going to fall and which I'm going to recapture. And that's how this is ends. And that's payoff. Basically, I don't just, blindly go to the nearest enemy sector, nearest enemy plane. That's the art of prediction. We just have to think about it. What's the best for winning? It's just not the closest sector, it's not the closest enemy. They are not the bots. So after dogfight, we need to take deep breath and just think about the game. What's gonna happen, where the enemy is gonna be, which sector is gonna fall, and where we would like to be in this time. What's gonna be most effective for us. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope you like it, found it useful, and if so, please leave me a like and subscribe for future content, and enjoy the intro, which is supposed to be in the beginning of the video, but we do a little bit change, and it's gonna be now. Enjoy!